The final section of the Nicene Creed ends with a burst of dogmatic affirmations about our life in the Trinity, exuberant implications of the first three articles of the Creed. Concluding it all in the very last line is a declaration that is much a beginning as it is an end. I look for the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. Like the last notes of a symphony lingering in the air, these 4th century words draw from the past, resound in the present, and extend, drawing us with expectant gaze into the future. The previous lines of the Creed have led us to this very point. We have confessed the triune life and activity of God. At the center of this creed is Christ, the one who tells Martha in John 11, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet he shall live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. After saying this, of course, he resurrects Lazarus, and soon Christ too will die, only to defeat death with his own life. As the scriptures speak of resurrection, Christ's and through him ours, they confirm an eschatology, soteriology, and anthropology together. That is, our bodies will resurrect because our bodies were not the problem nor the tragedy. Sin and death are, and they have been atoned for and defeated by the one who knew no sin and who was life itself. As Gregory Nazianzen describes it, that which Christ has united to his divinity is saved, implicated in the hypostatic union that is our eternal salvation, our resurrection. Here we lean forward with bated breath. Salvation, resurrection, unto what? Unto a reality far more beautiful than a vaporous Gnosticism or a colorless materialism. As the Creed puts it, the life of the world to come. Not something out there, but a new creation where heaven has come down and makes new the earth. And this joining, in it, we will be immersed in an infinite communion with the triune God. As Revelation 22 puts it, we shall see his face, not once, but forever. The grit, the hope, the exuberance of those final creedal words, we will experience by grace the fullness of the divine life, the ultimate reality of Paul's affirmation that all things are from and through and to God. And the Psalm's one thing to ask of the Lord, to dwell in God's house and to gaze upon his beauty forever. This is what pastor theologians like Augustine called the visio Dei and the beata vita, the vision of God and the beatific or flourishing life. As others like Gregory of Nyssa and Athanasius emphasize, this eternity isn't merely someday. It begins in part now. And it isn't static. It's an ever deeper communion with the Trinity, an upward spiral of wholeness that defies our greatest imagination. This is what we look for and look at and towards even now. This means that the final line of the Creed causes us together to lean forward, transfixed, as though seeing our reality with transformed vision. This is a way of seeking and seeing. This beatific vision begins now, as in a mirror dimly, and will be fulfilled in the world to come. If we confess this creed seriously, this is a compelling reminder of our reorientation. Even now, with our feet firmly planted on the ground, we see the revealed mystery of the presence of God and gaze towards his kingdom. As Athanasius would here remind us, what we gaze at, what we contemplate, is what we walk towards and what we are transformed by now and unto eternity. Now we hear it. The Creed does not end. Its final lingering line leaves us gazing forward through a window to an eternal landscape, inviting us into a present reality. The Nicene Creed leaves us at the threshold of the point where our triune God makes all things new. We look forward to the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. Amen.